Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back with more members of the 118th Congress. Today, we are looking at Senator Chris van Hollen, who is one of the two senators for the state of Maryland. He is a Democrat, and before he took office, he was preceded in office by Barbara Mikulski. Now, let's go ahead and look at who he is as an individual. He was born in Karachi, Pakistan on January the 10th, 1959. Earned a Bachelor of Arts from Swarthmore College in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania in 1982. Earned an MPP from Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1985. Earned a earned a JD from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. in 1990. Has been a private practice lawyer. Member of the Maryland State House of Representatives 1990 to 1994. Member of the Maryland State Senate 1994 to 2002. Before being elected as a Democrat to the 108th and the 6 following Congresses. Was not a candidate for re-election to the House of Representatives, but was elected as a Democrat to the United States Senate in 2016 and re-elected in 2022 for the term ending January 3rd, 2029. Now, let's go ahead and look at the committees he is on. He is on the Committee on Appropriations, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Commerce, Justice, Science, and Related Agencies, the Subcommittee on Financial Services and General Government, of which he is chairman, the Subcommittee on Interior, Environment, and Related Agencies, the Subcommittee on the Legislative Branch, the Subcommittee on State, Foreign Operations, and Related Programs, and the Subcommittee on Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development and Related Agencies. He's on the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Economic Policy, the Subcommittee on Financial Institutions and Consumer Protection, and the Subcommittee on National Security and International Trade and Finance. He's on the Committee on Foreign Relations, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Africa and Global Health Policy, the Subcommittee on East Asia, the Pacific, the International Cybersecurity Policy, of which he is chairman. And he's on the Subcommittee on Europe and Regional Security Cooperation. Finally, he's on the Committee on the Budget. Now, let's go ahead and look at his top 5 industry donors over his career. At the top, lawyers and law firms, who altogether have donated $3,970,060. Next is retired, who have donated $2,730,346. Next is real estate, who have donated $2,114,557. Next is health professionals, who have donated $1,577,967. And fifth is securities and investment, who have donated $1,328,897. Now, let's go ahead and look at his top 5 individual donors and contributors over his career. At the top, number 1, we have Arndt Fox Schiff. And they are a white shoe law firm and lobbying firm based in Washington, D.C., with offices in New York City, Boston, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Ann Arbor, Chicago, and Lake Forest. It represents corporations, politicians, and nonprofit organizations. In addition to its lobbying practice, it practices in antitrust, corporate, environmental, intellectual property, litigation, real estate, tax law, bankruptcy, international trade, corporate finance, and ERISA matters. The firm also has special practice groups for certain industries such as metaverse law, the automotive industry, construction, healthcare, hospitality, energy, nonprofit organizations, media and entertainment, sweepstakes, and loyalty programs, and life sciences. Altogether, it has donated $272,243. And once again, that's Arent Fox and Arent Fox Schiff. Next, at number 2, we have the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And it is a cabinet-level executive branch department of the U.S. federal government created to protect the health of the U.S. people and providing essential human services. Its motto is improving the health, safety, and well-being of America. Before the separate federal Department of Education was created in 1979, it was called the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. Health and Human Services is administered by the Secretary of Health and Human Services, who is appointed by the President and the advice and consent of the U.S. Senate. The position is currently held by Xavier Becerra. The U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps, the uniformed service of the PHS, is led by the Surgeon General, who is responsible for addressing matters concerning public health as authorized by the Secretary or by the Assistant Secretary for Health, in addition to his or her primary mission of administering the commissioned corps. Altogether, they have donated $229,205, and once again, that's the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Next, at number 3, we have Arnold and Porter K. Scholer. Sometimes they're just known as Arnold and Porter, and they are an American multinational law firm that is a white shoe firm and among the largest law firms in the world, both by revenue and by the number of lawyers. It was originally 2 different law firms, Arnold and Fortis and K. Scholer. Arnold and Fortis was founded in 1946 and K. Scholer in 1917. In 1947, former chairman of the Federal Communications Commission would join Arnold Fortis and become Arnold, Fortis, and Porter. And then after they combine with K. Scholer, of course, their full name becomes Arnold and Porter K. Scholer. Altogether, they have donated $205,723, and once again, that's Arnold and Porter K. Scholer. Next, at number 4, we have Wilmer Hell, LLP. Their full name being Wilmer Cutler Pickering Hell and Dorr. They are sometimes just known as Hell and Dorr and Wilmer Hell, and are an American multinational law firm with offices in the U.S., Europe, and Asia, and is co-headquartered in Washington, D.C. and Boston. It was formed in 2004 through the merger of Boston-based firm Helen Dorr and DC-based firm Wilmer Cutler and Pickering. It employs more than 1,000 attorneys worldwide. Altogether, it has donated $153,114, and once again, that's Wilmer Hell LLP. Finally, in fifth, we have University of Maryland. And the University of Maryland is a public land-grant research university in College Park, Maryland that was founded in 1856 and is the flagship institution for the university system of Maryland. University of Maryland is the largest university in both the state and the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, and its 12 schools and colleges offer over 200 degree granting programs, including 113 undergraduate majors and 107 master's programs and 83 doctoral programs. And it is a member of the Association of American Universities and competes in intercollegiate athletics as a member of the Big Ten Conference. Its proximity to Washington, D.C. has resulted in many research partnerships with the federal government, and faculty receive funding and institutional support from many agencies such as the National Institutes of Health, NASA, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the Food and Drug Administration, the National Security Agency, and the Department of Homeland Security. It is classified among R1 doctoral universities, very high research activity, and has been labeled a public Ivy. And according to the National Science Foundation, the university spent a combined $1.14 billion on research and development in 2021, ranking it 17th among American universities. As of 2021, the operating budget of the University of Maryland is approximately $2.2 billion. Altogether, it has donated $123,939, and once again, that's the University of Maryland. Now, let's look at his donors at a glance, industry-wise. Lawyers and law firms, retired, absolutely wonderful. Real estate, health professionals, okay. Securities and investment, ooh. Individually, Arnett Fox Schiff, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, great. Arnold and Porter K. Scholler, Wilmer Hell LLP, University of Maryland, wonderful. I understand he used to be a lawyer, so that's why he's got so many lawyers that support him, but still, come on, dude. You need to be more among the people. Anyway, this has been a look at Senator Chris van Hollen, who is one of the two senators for the state of Maryland. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.